Hi, I'm just with Canine Perspective, and today we're going to talk about prong collars for my tutorial series to help with my clients in their virtual training. So we have three different types of prong collars here. You see them? We have the micro prong, the 2.25, and the 3mm. Okay, these I've only ever seen one person actually have this on their dog. These are meant for like teacup sized dogs. And then these are more so for the larger dogs or the small 10 to 15 pounders up to like 60 to 70-ish pounds, and then you have the 3mm, which is for like the 70 or 60 pound dog and up. It's really just personal preference on what you want to use at that point. So what I'm going to talk about is how to remove the prongs, because people tend to have issues with that. We'll go and use the 3mm one. So here, you want to make sure that you always keep this plate as centered as possible, okay? And I have another video talking about how we fit that to the dog. So here, we want to keep it even prongs. So if this was too big, you would first remove one and then see how it fits your dog. Then if it's still too big, then you remove the other, then another, so on and so forth. And if you're left with like just a couple of prongs on each side, your dog needs a smaller gauge, like the 2.25mm, okay? So what I like to do here is I always like to use the same prong when I remove, okay? Because if you remove your prong from different places, these wear out over time. They become looser, and they're not as firm. So if you're consistently using the same prong when you're removing, you're just wearing out the one prong, and then you know, let's say it gets too loose and you find that it's not holding, it's not keeping in place as well. You go online, you purchase a pack of replacement 3mm Hermspringer prongs, you pull one out, you replace it, you're good to go. Whereas if you do that all around the collar, you're going to wear out the prongs all around the collar over the course of time, and you're just going to need a new collar at that point. So with this here, I'm going to take my thumb, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to take my left thumb, place it on the plate, I'm going to take my pointer finger and middle finger, and I'm going to place it on the two prongs like so, okay? Like this. And then with my right hand, I'm gonna pull up while these two fingers push up and this finger pushes down, or my thumb pushes down. So just like that. Okay? And then when I put it back in again, there's the hole there. We take the one prong, I like to put one in, and then I'll squeeze and then squeeze the other one in like that. So again, thumb on the center plate, two fingers on the prong, press down with your thumb, push up with your fingers, pull up with your right hand. And there you go. Back to putting it in. Boom, like so. Okay, so once you get used to it, it's not so difficult. There we go. Just like that, okay? If you have a collar that doesn't say Hermspringer and you're finding great difficulty in removing the prongs or trying to remove it from the plate to put it on your dog, cheaper brands tend to be much harder. In those cases, I just tell people, get a new collar, get a Hermspringer. They're not expensive, and they have rounded edges here. Cheaper brands are just cut, and it's a flat surface, and what you'll see is pieces of metal sticking out that are sharp that can potentially cut your dog. These are rounded. These are all rounded, so it's not meant to be sharp and puncture your dog or anything like that. It is meant to mimic a dog bite, but it's not meant to actually physically harm your dog by puncturing them, okay? So again, so that was with the 3mm. If we go for the 2.25 here, it's the same deal. You got the center plate. I like to keep it as even as possible. Thumb, two fingers, boom, just like that. Good. Okay, and then if you have the micro prong is a little bit different. They don't have the center plate for this one, but these are pretty easy just to remove. And then I just go by the end because I like to keep things as consistent as possible. And then, excuse the puppies. And then, boom. Okay, so this is meant for like the little teacup size guys, the little guys. So you have your micro prong. These are actually the most expensive. They run about $40 to $50 from what I remember. I haven't used one of these in like 8 years. This is actually 8 years old. This is when I first started training. I've had it for that long. Then we got the 2.25. And then, of course, we have the 3mm, and you want to use the one that's appropriate for your dog size. And then I always suggest backing these up with a slip chain that's fitted considerably looser. in case these are known to come undone. So if this becomes undone, you still have your dog on the slip chain as a backup, and I discussed that in another video with Millie. Otherwise, I'm Jesse with Canine Perspective, and thank you for watching.